What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of DripMyWhip, and as you saw from the title of this video, I got something really cool to show you today. Before we go any further though, thank y'all for being patient with me on the videos. This time of year, spending a lot of time with family, lots of birthdays, lots of holidays. As you guys know, I got a family, so thank y'all for being patient with me because it's not easy for me to sit down and get these videos out, but I have to nonetheless because I was gone for most of this year, as you saw in this video, so I got to give y'all some more content than just a couple of videos. Quick story time before I show you the car. I had the base model of this car through high school, and then when I got out of high school I upgraded to one model up with a slightly better engine, but it still was not the highest trim level, and I have wanted one ever since. This is definitely a bucket list car of mine. I love these things so much. I think they're so cool, and I'm blessed to be able to get my hands on one of them. So I'm not going to make you guys wait anymore. Here it is, my new to me 2009 Mercedes-Benz C63 AMG. This is one of my all-time favorite cars ever. The W204 C63 was by far, in my opinion, one of the absolute best 63 AMGs ever made. This motor, you cannot beat it. You can't beat its sound. It's on stock exhaust. I'll let y'all hear it in just a minute. Naturally aspirated 6.2 liter V8 under the hood. Yes, it says 63, but it's got a 6.2 in it. I'll explain that in just a second. This thing is all around just menacingly gorgeous. It is beautiful. Now, I'm sure you guys have noticed by now, it's got some damage to it. That is because it is not a perfect example. You know, I don't buy perfect examples. I like to build cars into what I want them to be. And starting with a perfect car, sometimes I just don't like going that route for two reasons. One, because of the price tag, and two, it's really too pretty of a car to mess with at all if the car is absolutely perfect. So I found what I feel to be the perfect one for me. As far as not being perfect, there's a few things that I'm going to be changing on this car just to get it back to a position that I want it to be in, such as the hood damage here. Of course, actually this happened after I bought the car. I've had the car for a few days now, and literally the second night I had the car, I had some debris come up on the highway during some construction and it hit the hood, and I am really, really sad about that. But doesn't matter, we can't do anything about it, and of course it happened before I could film my opening video, but guess what? We got a dent here in the opening video. Oh well. As far as what I've done to the car so far, the only thing I did was replace the front plastic on these headlights to make them brand new again. I can't stand yellow headlights, and these were tremendously yellow. You couldn't even see the inside of them. They were awful. We've got a little bit of damage here. I've already ordered this piece, which is awesome, so that's coming in a few days. And the gap here on this bumper actually isn't bad. I took a look at it when I was buying the car. It's just missing its bolts and it's been zip tied. Somebody doesn't have the right bracket in here for the bolt to bolt up to. I ordered those. Those are almost here as well, along with that. That will completely fix that 100%. And as far as the hood goes, I'm not really sure what I want to do. Let me know in the comments. Think I should fix that hood, or should I run a carbon fiber hood on this car? They're about the same price. Fixing it and painting it, or just getting a carbon fiber one, they both run about the same price. Other than that, this thing is gorgeous. Look at the paint, beautiful. You can see my reflection in it. Like, this is the first car that you can see my reflection. Around back, we have a completely stock exhaust. In fact, this entire car is bone stock, never been modified, never been messed with. It is in great mechanical shape. Now, I know a couple of you AMG experts out there watching this are about to comment and mention to me that this generation, the 08 to 2012 generation of the W204, or the pre-facelift, has a severe head bolt issue where the engine needs its heads redone, new bolts put in it, new gaskets, new timing, all that kind of stuff. And you're right, I know about it, and this car has not had that repair done. Now, if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, definitely do that, because I have already announced this car on my Instagram just about a week or two ago. So you would have already known that I had this car, but also I asked a question on my Instagram is what kind of build series do you want to see with the 63? And a lot of you guys actually answered more of a, you want to know what it costs to own a kind of car like this, because these cars were almost $100,000 new, anywhere from $70,000 to $90,000 depending on your options, and they have tremendously devalued today, which means a lot of people can pick them up who couldn't have got them before, which is either a very good thing or a very bad thing depending on who buys the car. For example, this is a 2-owner C63. Now the first owner owned it from 2009 brand new until 2019. I have the Carfax. This thing was perfectly maintained. Every other month this car was in the shop getting whatever it needed. From what it looked like, it was in the most perfect shape you could ever get one. In 2019, he sold the car, and then the second owner bought it where it fell off the face of the earth, and no one saw the car ever since until it got repossessed and was put up for auction at a dealership where it bounced to another auction where I bought the car. Sure, the outside of this car looks really good. I love it. I think it's beautiful, but that's not why I bought the car. Let me show you why I bought this car. Because what it really is, what the real reason anybody buys these cars for is what's under the hood. Check this out. One of Mercedes' most legendary engines, the M156 6.2 liter naturally aspirated V8. Literally, I'm serious, probably the best sounding V8 they ever made. And it's definitely in top 5 best sounding V8s of all brands put together. Now honestly, I could sit here and look at this car all day, but like I said, that's not what I bought it for. I bought it for what it does when you put it out on the road. So let's hop in and finish the rest of the video behind the driver's seat. Dude, that, after I don't know how long it's been almost a week since I've gotten the car back from the mechanic, and that never ever gets old. And the paddles just make it so much more engaging. So let's talk about it for a second while I'm sitting in traffic, because that's really the only time I'm going to be able to talk. Anytime I have anything open in front of me, I can't keep from getting on the gas on this car. Definitely one of the best motors I have ever driven. And I think the platform is really perfect. You know, everyone has nothing but amazing things to say about this car. For years, I have watched people make videos on these cars. I've watched car reviewers take the car out and beat on it, and they just have nothing but amazing things to say about the W204 C63. And now I see why. Now that I get to live this car, there is never a moment that if I have an opportunity that I won't get on the motor. And you just have to get on the gas. That sound is so perfect. I'm in first gear now. I'm paddling up. So this car has paddle shifters. It's got a sport mode, a comfort mode, and a manual mode. This is a torque converter 7-speed transmission. There is actually a major difference between the comfort mode, sport mode, and manual modes. Comfort mode starts you in second gear and skips almost pretty much every other gear. It just depends. It's thinking for itself. It makes the car very relaxing, very smooth, and really feels like a Mercedes. Sport mode is very punchy. The gas pedal's got way more throttle response, and you just have to be careful because it will downshift at any time and give you a ton of torque. One thing about this car that I like a lot is its torque figure. So for example, at any time, first or second gear, if I push on that gas pedal, I have the stock rated tires on this car. Stock tire size, everything. They're not bald, and I will still break traction in second gear. Let's take it around some corners. But there's a lot of cars that are just fast and they're not well built to where, you know, their base model versions are very cheap rental car specs and they didn't do anything to the car other than put bigger motors in them. So you're left with a lot of power with not a lot of handling. That was not the case with the W204 C63. This car was upgraded all around, everywhere you can think of. It's got a completely different drivetrain. The suspension system's different, the braking system's different, and the brakes are insane on this car. They're massive. They're bigger than my freaking chest. And I want to get the hood changed out on it. I think I want to do an exhaust setup to it, but I don't want anything that's going to compromise the beautiful sound this motor makes. And I do know that this exhaust system is, even stock, is a very expensive exhaust system. So I'm going to do a lot of research before I actually mess with it, but I do think I'm going to make some adjustments to it. Now, whatever I end up doing to the car, I'm going to make sure it's reversible, because this is just too pretty of a car to chop up, and that, guys, is why I didn't buy the most perfect example, because I wanted one that I could get mechanically perfect and then start modifying to where I don't have to worry about it being some super low mile special edition, you know, one that needs to be preserved. I didn't want one like that. I wanted one that, like you guys see with all of my cars, I get out there and I beat the hell out of them. I enjoy them. I keep them running perfect, and I just enjoy my cars. So this is one of those things. I wanted one of this spec. Nothing insane, no special parts on it, no tune, no mess, not messed with at all. And just needed some mechanical work, and I've had that done to it now. The only thing left to do is the head bolts on this car. And the head bolt issue, I'll go in further detail on that, you know, in another video when we've got a little bit more time. I really just wanted to show you guys the car, drive it around, and yeah. As far as how I feel about the C63, man, it's probably the best purchase I've ever made with an automobile. Yes, I love the 350Z. Yes, I love Pretzel. I've had tons of cars, but this C63, from straight purchase to put it on the road, has been so much fun. And it's only been about 2 or 3 weeks at the most, and I have loved every second of it, and I cannot wait. I'm definitely keeping this car, and we're going to definitely be doing some more stuff to it. So let me know in the comments what you guys think we should start by modifying this C63. I have a few things in mind. I hope you guys like the car. I hope you guys like the video. We got a lot more stuff coming with this car and with our other cars. Actually, I have a big announcement for Pretzel coming on the next video. I've got it all fixed, and I'll be dropping that video probably after this one. So tune in, make sure to subscribe. If you haven't followed me on Instagram, go ahead and do that. And I will see you guys on the next episode of Drip My Whip. Peace.